You are a D&D villain and you have built yourself the perfect dungeon or tomb or temple or whatever it may be to hold all of your sweet loot, and you need some way to protect it from those meddling adventurers. You've hired yourself some minions to fill the rooms and passageways, but they're kind of so-so at best, and the hobgoblins did just get that new union, so you need to invest in some puzzles and traps. The reason I've picked traps and puzzles for today's episode of Roll High Don't Die is because I'm working on a longer, more in-depth episode about non-combat encounters and skill challenges, and of course traps and puzzles can play a huge role in both. As I work to deconstruct the method I use when designing these types of encounters, it kind of got me reminiscing about my favorite examples of each, so I wanted to take that question and pass it off to you. What are the favorite examples that you have of both traps and puzzles, either as a player or a DM, that you've seen in your RPG tenure? Like a lot of GMs, I really enjoy taking a moment every so often to just kind of torture and play with my players. So my favorite sorts of traps have never been, surprise, you walked into a trap you didn't even see trap. They've been the, gotcha, you saw the trap, thought you knew how it worked, but here's what's actually going to happen traps. And my favorite example of this is a silly little thing I throw in one-shots from time to time, and it's just a bear trap. It's literally a metal spring bear trap laying in the middle of the hallway, and the party approaches, and they know what's going to happen. It's a bear trap. If you step on the thing, it will snap shut. Bear trap. Except, as soon as somebody's brave enough to walk forward and disarm the trap by pressing the pressure plate in the middle, the trap snaps shut, and then the ceiling above the party opens up, and a brown bear or grizzly bear or whatever type of bear is appropriate for their challenge rating falls out of the ceiling. It had been enjoying a nap upstairs somewhere, and all of a sudden is dropped into the middle of 5 adventurers. Roll initiative. It's a bear trap. And while that's just a really silly example, it really speaks to the sort of theme that I enjoy in my traps. Again, it's not something that relies on passive perception or active searching to find the trap. It's more about seeing the trap and then getting the better of the players when they instantly jump to a conclusion instead of fully taking a moment to look at what's around them. If they had looked above them, they would have seen the seam down the center of the ceiling. If they had simply navigated around the trap instead of setting it off, the bear would have never fell on them at all. So I play to those preconceived notions about, oh, this is what we're supposed to do in this situation. When it comes to puzzles, on the other hand, I much more enjoy just simple logic puzzles. That's not to say that I don't include riddles or poems and stuff like that in my games, but I end up doing a lot of new player tutorials and short one-shots where the lore and stuff isn't so established, so I like just simple logic puzzles where someone, no matter how new they are to the game, how new they are to the genre, they can sit there and work with what they have and figure it out. Speaking of working with what you have on hand, my favorite types of puzzles are ones where I can give the players something physical or visual that they can work with. Things that they can have in front of them and move the pieces around or look at the clues that they have and go from there. A great example of this kind of puzzle is Wally DM's 3-card draw. Here's a link to his video where he breaks down the entire puzzle, but basically there are 3 candles and the party is provided 9 cards. 3 kings, 3 aces, and 3 twos. Either on the wall or on a scroll reads the following. A 2 is to the right of a king, a diamond is to the left of a spade, an ace is to the left of a heart, and a heart is to the left of a spade. Using these clues, the party can physically have the cards in front of them and arrange them into different patterns until the correct pattern is reached. Once they have it, they take 1 of each card and burn it in the correct candles, and then you as the DM can decide what happens when they do the correct order or the incorrect order. But this puzzle is very simple. It doesn't rely on knowing lore about the world or understanding the mechanics of the game. It's just a logic puzzle where people can write out different examples and then compare it to the puzzle and go, oh no, this doesn't work, and just keep trying things and thinking about the clues that they have. So there you have it. That's the sort of theme that I go for traps and puzzles, and an example of each that I've used in games in the past. I hope you've enjoyed this quick snippet video and are looking forward to the more in-depth one about non-combat encounters and skill challenges. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out my other videos. I've been OneCritWonder, and remember, roll high, don't die.